Yeah.
All right. Our next reader, David Berner, is an acclaimed, award-winning author of fiction, creative nonfiction, memoir, short stories, and poetry. All of this is alongside a distinguished career as a broadcast journalist for CBS Radio Network and WBBM Radio Chicago. His memoirs and fiction are about fathers and sons, the redemptive power of travel, nature, music, and the sage-like connections we share with pets. You can check out all of his writing and his long list of awards and accolades at davidwberner.com. And the fact he picked was that David's pet goldfish Hemingway is said to be his harshest critic, frowning disapprovingly every time David uses a cliche. So please welcome to Mike.
100% true. Thank you very much for asking me to be here. I think my wife and I were just at Thai Village. Been to Thai Village up here? One of our favorite Thai restaurants, and we were talking about when was the last time I was here, and I was scrolling Facebook trying to find it. I think it's been like 5 years. But my first time here was, what was it, hon? Like 10? It's been a long time. So I'm very privileged to be back here. So I do have a few books up here, and I'm not going to try to sit here and try to sell you books. But if you want to see them, they're all $10 today. And there's a newsletter sign up, and I'm asking you to do that if you can, because I only do it once a month. I don't sell your information, any of that kind of stuff, but it does keep you kind of posted on what I'm doing. And I do have a poetry collection coming out in the fall, and the pre-sales are going to be in the summer, so I'm going to be busy with that. So I thought I would start a few things tonight with some poetry, because that's kind of where my mind is lately. I had a poem that just actually won a prize not too many days ago, and I'm very honored with that. And hopefully more will come of that poem. But I have 4 poems here. They're relatively short. The first one is the one that won the award from the World Poetry Collective, and then I have 3 others that come from the poetry collection that's coming out in the fall, which is called Garden Tools. So the first poem is called Break My Heart. Go ahead and rain as hard as it would like. It won't change a thing, these puddling pools. The silence birdsong, the urge to walk alone, wrapped in a black raincoat and calf-high rubber boots. The deluge won't crush my heart any more than it has already been crushed. It won't soothe me in my sorrow with its melancholy mood, with its power to nourish sadness. It only reminds me that I am alive, that life comes with regret, that everything changes, lovers leave, people die, and that nothing can save us. Let it rain for the wounded soul, for it is a souvenir of living, a reminder of how we break only to stay open. Thank you. The second one is called Dog Dreams. 2 squirrels scamper along the fence. The dog, alerted, stiffens her back and neck. Instinct has her considering the chase of an ancient wolf. But her hopes are only dreams, and her desires only foolish. She believes in herself, but I know better. And the squirrels know too, laughing their way back to the tree. And in the relentless glare of a low sun, promises are lost in the distant fire, burning the ages of imaginings, holding yearnings just beyond a desperate reach. Yeah, that's my dog Sam, by the way, who just stares at squirrels like, am I supposed to chase that thing? So this one is called Sunday Omelet, and it's really dedicated to my lovely wife. Sunday omelet. 3 eggs, a drop of oat milk, a dab of water, whipped in a bowl. Lots of spinach, lots of feta, a tiny bit runny, it is her wish. Virgin olive oil, old steel pan, slow heat, low heat, a delicate flip. It is a dish of ancient Persia, France, India, China, Italy, with origins from 1300 AD. Still today, there is only one omelet, awakening senses of a woman, her mouth, her lips, the shine of her cheek, the colors of her hair, the tilt of her smile. that could only be more sublime if we were in Spain. And this one is, I picked this because it seems the season for it. It's called Baseball on the Radio. Baseball on the radio. A black and silver transistor, the antenna stretched to the sky, rested on our house's front stoop. And from its speaker came the call, a rope into the outfield, a stand-up double. And Roberto Clemente had the hit number 3,000. The final hit before he would die in a plane crash 3 months later while on his way to help earthquake victims in Nicaragua. I still have that old transistor radio. Its antenna broken, its speaker hisses with age. The tuner cannot always find a signal. But when it does, and I discover on a late summer afternoon a voice filled with glory from a distant diamond, I think about my days on that stoop, holding tight to a young boy's wonder. So, thank you. Roberto Clemente is my baseball hero. So that's a little bit to him. So my memoir, Daylight Saving Time, came out. I always miss these dates, but I think it's been a year ago, and that's what I wanted to read from. It's called Daylight Saving Time, The Power of Growing Older. I want to tell you, though, it is not a how-to. Even though I'm old enough to know the how-to, it's not a how-to. It's a memoir. It's looking at how we embrace aging. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be old. You could be 10 and be aging, because we're all aging, right? From the moment we were born, we were aging. We were stretching toward the end of our life in some way. So aging is a process we are all going through. It doesn't mean that we have to be old in the sense of our societal look at that. So I had two passages marked here, and I'm not sure one I wanted to read, so I think I'll read the second one. So the book came about, just to give you a sort of sense of it, the book came about, I had a bit of a health scare, and I won't go into it too much. I had a health scare several years ago, and everything's fine, I'm good, and all worked out. But it made me think, like, mortality, right? Like, where are we? What do we do? How do we grasp the remaining time that we have and do something important with it, or something sublime with it, whatever it may be? So I started thinking about that, and I started writing like little essays to myself, and it became a book in a matter of time. And it's really done in the present tense almost, even though some of this writing is not necessarily in present tense, but it came about in terms of like that year that I was thinking about this. So this is about somewhere in the middle of the book. It is an hour before dawn on the day of the winter solstice. Longest night of the season is nearing its end as the waning crescent moon hangs in the southeastern sky. I stand in the backyard in my olive barn coat and cap, the dog beside me, and look up through the exposed black trees to see it shine. It is remarkably clear this early morning, so much so that I detect the earth's shadowy rim. Quiet, too, only a far-off train chugging westward to a new destination. The last few days have been this way, moving towards something new. For weeks, daylight has been diminishing, folding into longer nights, and now this morning, when the sun rises in the light of the first full day of winter, everything will begin to change. Farther to the rear of the yard, there is autumn that I planted the tulip bulbs. The ground is now hard, but underneath the crusty dirt, even in these dark first hours of a new season, those bulbs are turning over, readying, that is, for what it is to come. Many of us complain how winter lasts forever, but that is only a matter of obsession with the thermometer. Cold and darkness do not stop the endless patterns of life. Do you see the moon? I ask my dog in a whisper. The dog appears to have eyes toward the sky. I take out my phone for a photo, but the moon is impossible to capture. Besides, what is before me will not last and cannot save it. For 3 days, the moon will slowly disappear, and at the same time, the sun will rise and set at virtually the same place on the horizon. In Latin, solstice means the standing still of the sun. This alignment in the sky, while the earth continues to adjust to a new moon, is the symbol of the start of a fresh beginning. The new moon is sometimes called an old man, but it is not there yet. This morning, the moon is at the end of its waning phase, and that, for now, is an invitation to surrender, to detach, to think things over. Slowly walking south and then east, I am again struck by the silence. My sense of sight is the most dominant. Christmas bulbs from nearby homes light the way before me, as there are no street lamps here. A string of lights tied around a large tree softly blink, and there are reflections of decorated holiday trees through the wide living room windows. All of this shifting my focus for a few moments from that extraordinary moon. But then there is it once more, above the tall branches, with just enough shine to delicately illuminate a stream of clouds to the north. Simultaneously, this hour before dawn is both a symbol of time running out and a time still to come, of what is behind and what is forward. The crescent moon, more than 230,000 miles away from the earth, is a morning moon in the sky since 3 a.m., and one that will remain there until it sets in mid-afternoon. It too is a disappearing moon, offering all of itself in the time it has left in the light of day. I am not certain where the phrase thin places originated. This description of the special destinations of spiritual degree. This moment is such a place, a thin place, where one is hypnotized by a sense of grace, a space, it has been said, that lies in the fractures between heaven and earth. And in this place, I can continue unabated, but only along this path illuminated under this moon. If I turn north, the moon will be at my back and out of sight. So I continue to move south and then east and then south again for nearly an hour, with the moon visible always. The walk comes at the time of the season when one of the Earth's poles is angled at its maximum distance from the sun, and there is total darkness in the north. There is only one way to travel, toward the illuminated sphere, south and east, the truest passage to take at an hour on this day in this astonishing light. Thank you.